client of mine. She's a personal tax client, and we were just getting ready to file her personal taxes, and we were chatting through what medical expenses she could claim. And I mentioned to her that, well, she had said, oh, I have glasses, but I got reimbursed for them. Can I still claim that? And the answer is no. If you get reimbursed for something, then you cannot claim that medical expense on your personal taxes, because the idea is that you got that money back, so you don't get a benefit for that on your taxes. But if you only got part of it back, then the piece that you didn't get reimbursed, you can definitely claim. So let's say you had glasses, say they cost you $300. And $200 of that was reimbursed, then $100 you could claim on your taxes as medical expenses. And anything that you pay in medical insurance or benefits or whatever is also deductible on the medical section. If you pay for benefits through an employer, that's going to go on your T4, so you don't, I'm not going to cover that in this video. This is just for the medical expenses that you incur outside of that. So there are tons of things that we can claim as medical expenses. I'm definitely not going through every one of them because there's a long list. The CRA has a really great comprehensive listing on their website. If you just Google medical expenses 2019 CRA, then that section will come right up. It's really great. Some of the really common ones though are vision stuff, like the glasses we talked about, dental, prescriptions, any time that you're written a prescription by a doctor. So things like, oh, marijuana. It's not a medical expense unless it's prescribed to you by a doctor. Some of the things that are commonly thought of as medical deductions, things like birth control devices, that's only medical if it's been prescribed to you by a doctor. Surgeries, some cosmetic surgery, well, all cosmetic surgeries, or for purely cosmetic procedures is the guidance that we're given there, but it's not super specific. It does suggest liposuction, hair replacement, filler, and teeth whitening as specifically non-cosmetic. But if you had a trauma or something where you required one of those surgeries as like to somehow make you living or make it so that you could live your life, then you might be able to get around that. But generally speaking, those specific ones are considered cosmetic, and anytime you have a strictly cosmetic surgery, doesn't count. You can't deduct that for medical expenses. Other things are like organic food, or if you have like vitamins and supplements and stuff like that, definitely not medical expenses. So now we sort of have an idea of like if we can claim medical or not. And so is it worth it? Is it worth it to collect all those receipts? So medical is really only useful on your personal taxes if it's greater than 3% of your income, or $2,352 in 2019. So if you made $100,000 last year and you have $200 in medical expenses, you don't even bother with the receipts because the impact on your taxes is going to be zero. If you made $100,000 but you had like $5,000 in medical expenses, then that's definitely worth it. So if you have a significant amount of medical expenses, definitely be collecting those receipts and stuff like that. But if it's just sort of a little bit here and there, then it's not worth it. Oh, another one that I have chatted with somebody this year about is travel expenses. So if you travel more than 80 kilometers for a procedure that could not be done in your home area, then your travel expenses are deductible for medical. So if you drive, then you can do a per kilometer. If you had to stay overnight, any like meals while you were there, that kind of thing. So definitely keep, if you have to travel for medical, definitely keep all those receipts. It's worth it to ask your tax professional whether or not your specific receipts are deductible. But yeah, something to know so that you can deduct as much as possible. If you have questions about your medical expenses, then I would love to answer them for you. You can ask them in the comments below. I know this is kind of a personal topic, so you're welcome to also book free 30 minutes with me, and I will answer all of your medical expense questions, which are different than medical questions. I cannot answer those. If you have questions, any other questions about your taxes, I'm happy to answer those too. I'll see you tomorrow.